What is up guys, Solheim here, back with another Classic WoW Season of Mastery video. So with the launch of Classic WoW Season of Mastery right around the corner, I want to take a minute and talk to you guys about gold making in Classic Fresh, aka Season of Mastery, and talk about how I am looking at gold making, and what's new in Season of Mastery. This will basically be a gold making 101 video for Season of Mastery, tailored to those of you planning to play at the launch of Season of Mastery, or sometime in Phase 1. If you pick up Season of Mastery like half a year into the game, some of this info will be less relevant, but that is basically the story of any video, I guess. So first off, we have some changes coming to Season of Mastery, and the ones I want to highlight are increased herbalism and mining nodes. This will mean there will be more herbs available in the open world, and there will also be more rich thorium veins available, which in turn will generate more arcane crystals. This means both arcane crystals and the black lotuses will potentially be worth less this time around than in OG Classic WoW, and the same goes for anything gathered with herbalism or mining, as we have both increased amounts of possible spawns in the open world, as well as accelerated respawn timers. Next up, we have more challenging raid content, both in terms of double HP on bosses, meaning longer boss fights, but also brand new boss mechanics, such as Baron dashing out 3 living bombs instead of 1, lava patches on the floor dealing AoE damage, and in general just more boss mechanics and more boss damage. This means there will be a higher demand for consumables in the earlier raids of Season of Mastery than there were in OG Classic WoW, and you can expect some pretty high demand on greater fire protection potions for Molten Core. I believe Blizzard are planning to do this to every single raid tier, so consumables will always be highly relevant and a decent way to make some gold. Longer boss fights also means ranged classes might be popping more mana potions throughout the fight, making mana potions in even higher demand as well. Another thing that is really important in Season of Mastery is that this is a fresh launch with a fresh service, and that also means a fresh economy. A launch there will quite literally be 0 copper in circulation, and this is a great opportunity for gold makers to quite literally print gold by just knowing what to do. Not only will there not be any gold in the economy, but people will also need pretty much every single raw gold they obtain for class training while leveling in order to learn their abilities, and people will also scrape together every single penny they can to purchase their mounts at level 40 and their epic mounts at level 60. Because of this, a lot of people will be offloading as many of the materials they obtain while leveling as possible to obtain some actual raw gold in order to actually be able to purchase these things, and those of us who are willing to buy these materials will also be willing to spend less gold because we don't have too much gold left over. This is one of the rare scenarios in a game's lifespan where the demand for raw gold is higher than the supply of raw gold, and everyone both wants and needs raw gold for different things. To put this into perspective, during week 1 you will most likely be able to buy elemental fires for under 1 gold each, and if you hold on to those elemental fires until later in Phase 1, let's just say 5 weeks into Phase 1, those elemental fires will now probably be worth 4 to 5 gold each. This means the value of elemental fires will go up 4 to 5 times over the span of roughly just 4 to 5 weeks, and this is because first of all people will have bought all of their training and their mounts, which now means they can start buying consumables, but also over time people will accumulate more raw gold. So in week 1 the supply of raw gold is way lower, and therefore the purchasing power of each individual gold is way higher, but in week 5 the supply of raw gold will have increased substantially, and therefore the purchasing power will also go down. To make this even easier to understand, if you manage to get 1000 gold in week 1, and you don't feel like you need to buy your epic mount right now, put that 1000 gold into items you think will go up in price, instead of just sitting on the gold for no reason, and if you invest that 1000 gold into elemental fires, I can almost guarantee you that you will get at least 4000 gold back after a couple of weeks or months, and at that point you can use the profits to buy yourself a quote free epic mount with the profit you made, while also having a couple thousand gold left over. If you are looking for items to invest in, I have also made and published a gold making guide for Season of Mastery, where you will find 36 items to invest in, as well as 38 different gold farms, and if you are looking to make thousands of gold in Season of Mastery, this guide will help you do exactly that. Right now you can also get 50% off by using the code Solheim, so make sure you check it out through the link in the video description and the pinned comment. Because of the fresh economy and the fact that pretty much everyone will be starved for raw gold, my number one advice when it comes to gold making in phase 1 of Season of Mastery is that you grab skinning. Skinning will provide you with tons of raw gold over the course of leveling to level 60, and even at level 60, many gold farms will be enhanced by grabbing skinning, and skinning the mobs for extra leather to vendor for even more raw gold. Personally, in Classic WoW, skinning was the only reason I could afford my mount at level 40, so it actually makes a big difference while leveling, and with plus 40% increased experience from quests in Season of Mastery, we will level up even faster, so you will have even less gold at level 40 this time around. Personally, I'm planning to have both herbalism and mining as my ultimate professions, but I will start with herbalism and skinning, and once I have got myself to level 60 and done the skinning farms I want to do for raw gold, I will drop skinning for mining, as you can get 75% of your mining skills simply by processing ores into bars anyway, so to me there's simply too many benefits in having skinning, and way too few downsides. So once again, if there's one thing to take away from this video, it's to bring skinning for level 1 to level 60, and potentially even past level 60 as well, just to give yourself some extra raw gold income. Another reason raw gold will be more scarce, both early in the game and also long term, is that Blizzard have nerfed mage boosting inside dungeons, which while it was mostly done for boosting to move gold from one character to another in the in-game circulation, it also pumped some raw gold into the economy, and also Blizzard have put in anti-bot mechanics such as the thief debuff from pickpocketing, meaning bots will have a more difficult time farming raw gold in Season of Mastery, which will also mean there will be less raw gold available in the game. For future gold farms in Season of Mastery and future investments, you should mostly focus on consumables and items used within raiding, as this season is all about raiding with increased raiding content and faster content release schedules, so you should for example farm up the Blasted Lands consumables while leveling, and you can sell those for gold later on when people have more leftover gold to spend on consumables, and you can also farm for Elemental Earth for phase 5, and possibly even phase 4, in case they add some nature damage mechanics to Sulgurub, and you can also farm for Elemental Waters for phase 6. Fire protection potions, nature protection potions, and frost protection potions will be even more in demand in Season of Mastery than they were in OG Classic WoW, so those will always be pretty safe to both invest into and farm for. And yeah, that is pretty much it guys, just a quick Solheim talk on the economy of Season of Mastery and my mindset going into gold making in Season of Mastery. Hopefully you found it enjoyable and helpful, and if you did enjoy the video, please consider dropping a like on it. It really helps out my channel more than you know, and I honestly really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Season of Mastery content, and that is pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.